Everybody, it's social media producer Tom Barnes of the WGM Morning News, the Chicago scene with the Field Museum, not at, with the Field Museum. I'm here with my friend Jeff Schroeder. How you doing, Jeff?
Doing well, Tom.
You have a big fancy title over at the Field, so I won't get in the way of that. Why don't you explain to people what you do for the Field and talk about this Dino or Die Not class that you guys are working with?
Sure thing. Yeah. So I'm the Public Learning Experiences Coordinator at the Field Museum, which is a lengthy title. It just basically means that anytime that we're presenting things to the public, that, educational programs, I get to help design and then also to facilitate or actually undertake those and show people the Field Museum. And I was contacted by Varsity Tutors, and they do online classes, and they contacted me to actually do two upcoming classes, free classes, and those deal with dinosaurs.
Yeah, and the best thing about this whole thing is what you just said. It's free, and if kids miss it this is happening on the 13th, 4 o'clock Chicago time, right? And if they for some reason miss it or are still in school, they can watch it. It'll live on the website, so the kids don't have to worry about that. But why don't you explain a little bit, give us a little tidbit of what the class has to offer?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do two classes, and the first one's already posted. Of course, it's coming this Wednesday at 4 Central Time. It's Dino, Die Not, and that is basically trying to demystify some of the public views of dinosaurs and like what is and what actually is not a dinosaur that people might think is.
And do you have some little props that might be in that show that you can show us real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So this one is a little creature here.
Okay.
Pretty weird looking animal, and a lot of people would look at that and say, "Oh, that's a dinosaur." Right? It looks
just because it's old, right? People think,
old.
"Oh, I don't know what it is. It's got to be a dinosaur."
It's scaly, scary, and dead, right? And so people say, "Oh, that's a dinosaur." But this one actually, truth being, it's not a dinosaur. It's not classified as a dinosaur by paleontologists. So we will talk at the class about like why this isn't a dinosaur, and then what makes something like this one, which I'll bet some people recognize as Stegosaurus, a true dinosaur.
I know my son is a huge dino kid. He's got them posted on his walls. He talks about them all the time. So I imagine this, if kids know what a dinosaur is, this is good for them to take as far as the class is concerned until adults.
Absolutely, yeah. So there'll probably be some things that'll be surprises to almost anyone out there as far as what we're going to talk about with the dinos and dinots.
And the class is about 45 minutes long, and it's at what's the website again?
Yeah, so it's at Varsity Tutors. So just go to the Varsity Tutors website, and you can look at their classes, and you'll see a picture of Sue the T-Rex. Actually, we'll talk a little about Sue. The next class we're doing is more about Sue, but you find that Sue, and then they can register for that class.
Yeah, she's kind of the rock star of the Field Museum, right?
Sue is the star. Yes, Sue is the star.
And besides the Varsity Tutors event that you have going on here, you also have other things coming up at the Field virtually, right?
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of different programs that we're doing with the Field Museum. And these are, we've got one called Discovery Adventures coming up. That's also free. And that's going to start on the 19th of January. And that's on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock p.m. Registration is required, but it's free. And basically we'll be live in the museum and just interacting, talking to our viewers, showing parts of the museum, and we'll also have some artifacts. So things to show off, like a T-Rex replica.
Or wait, hold that up like there again.
Oh, yeah, it's a replica of one of Sue's teeth. That's how big it is. Right?
Yeah, so basically this is like a little field trip offered up for kids who, nobody can go to the museum right now. Obviously, everything's closed. So this is a great way for kids to still get interaction with the field and want to learn things about what's going on with natural history. And then hopefully when things reopen, they're going to want to go there and see it live and in person, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So people can't get into the museum now, unfortunately, but we can do some of these things in the museum and kind of bring the museum to the home. And people are liking it so far that they get to actually see what's going on there in the museum and live a little vicariously at least.
So the first site is Varsity Tutors. That's their website. And then for the
Mhm.
other things that you're talking about, where would
Yeah.
people find information about that?
So those would be on the Field Museum website. And you want to actually go to the menu in the upper right corner, events, and then kids and families. And a lot of those different things live under there. And there's just a list of different Sioux talks, and those are free, the Discovery Adventures. And then there is one that it does have a cost. It's called Sioux Science Saturdays, but it's 2 hours and you actually get to talk with some of the scientists. So that's a little
Wow,
bit.
that's like immersive interaction. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, thank you very much for hanging out with me on the Chicago Scene virtual edition. I appreciate it very much. And we look forward to the classes starting.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
All right. See you later.